No, not at this stage. No injury troubles to report, and I think we're all just very keen to get amongst it now. It's been a big build-up. It's obviously a very exciting thing, the prospect of representing your country in an Ashes series, and we're standing here on the edge of it. So the guys are very keen to get amongst it and get off to a good start.
Was the only bowler in the Test of Monday Tens for you. Do you think it's a bit of a defensive move on Australia's part not to play him?
I don't know. I mean, you never know what's going on in the opposition camps, and spending too much time speculating what might or might not be happening is not too helpful. So, it's not something we spend a lot of time thinking about. We know that any 11 that Australia put on the park is going to be a good and a strong one, and each of their bowlers have their own particular strengths and weaknesses, and we've got to be good enough to counteract that.
There'll be plenty of people who would say right now that this is England's best opportunity to win a series here in a generation. I mean, would you go along with that? How would you sum up England's opportunity?
I think we have got a good opportunity. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've started the tour well. We're in a good place as a side. But at the same time, we recognise that it's a tough assignment. Not many sides come out here and win. So, I think we understand the size of the challenge ahead of us. But we couldn't be in a better place mentally to take on that challenge, and it's going to take a lot of good cricket. It's going to take some guys pulling out some good performances when it really matters, and the guys are going to have to dig pretty deep. But I'm fully confident that we've got the players who are able to do that.
Ricky Ponting performing, I think his eighth Ashes series, is saying that it seems to get bigger and bigger with each time. He felt that Test cricket in general, and the Ashes in particular, was regenerated by 2005. Do you get that feeling as well?
Definitely. I mean, it's hard to get too excited by a series when one side's winning it all the time. So, the last few series have been very closely fought contests, and that's a great thing for the game of cricket. I think everyone's looking for Test cricket to show its potential and show why we love it so much. And the last few Ashes series have been good examples of that. And if there's interest there, then that can only be a good thing for us as players who are going out there to represent our country. So, there are a lot of TV cameras here, a lot of people that spend a lot of money coming over to support us, and we thrive on the idea that we can pull off something pretty special.
And does this Test match set the tone for the whole series, do you think?
Well, it does. I mean, the first Test always does that. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, it's 25 days of cricket. There's no doubt about that. Look, I mean, if you want to win the series, you need to win a lot more days than you lose. So that's the way we're looking at it. The first day is important, obviously, and people always look back at the first day of the series and say this might have happened or that might have happened. But the reality is that generally the better side over the 5 Tests will win it. And if you want to be the better side, you need to play consistent cricket through all 5 Test matches.
You're no doubt aware this is a fortress gather for Australia. They've got an amazing record here. Is that something that you're aware of or have discussed this for?
Yeah, we're definitely aware of it. As you say, it's a very strong home ground for Australia. But I think the prospect of maybe turning that record around excites us. We had a similar record to contend with at Lords last year, and we were able to turn that round. And if the guys put their minds to it, it could be potentially a very good start to the series to maybe overcome that record.
Andrew, why do you think touring sides find it so hard, specifically here?
Well, I think in past years, Australia have really hit the ground running strongly in the first Test match. I think they've made a conscious effort to go hard at the opposition in the first Test. And there's no doubt the conditions here are slightly alien to a lot of touring sides, especially touring sides that maybe are a bit undercooked or underprepared. So, that goes some way to explaining it. But we know what to expect. We've been out here for a while now. We've had a good look at a lot of the Australian conditions. We haven't had a look at the particular conditions of the Gabba yet, but we know how it plays and we know what types of shots to look to play and which ones to avoid. So, it's all now about delivering your skills. You can speak till you're blue in the face, but it's about guys going out there and handling the occasion well and playing good, solid cricket when it matters.
Where would you rank in your career, Andrew, both as player and captain, if you could lead the team to Ashes victory in Australia?
Well, past history suggests that not many people do that. So, it's a great challenge there for me and for the team. But to think of the finish line now is just, it's naive at best and dangerous at worst, because there's so much cricket between now and then. And, if you want to win this Ashes series, you need to earn the right to do it over and over again. So, I'm not looking at that finishing post right at the moment. I'm looking at tomorrow and starting the series well.
Andrew, everyone remembers what happened with that first ball 4 years ago. Have you talked about who's going to take that first ball tomorrow, and also about what's the implications of it, given how much scrutiny there's going to be on that?
I don't think it's overly helpful to mention that first ball 4 years ago. I mean, we know pretty much who's going to be taking that first ball, and we know pretty much that he's got great control over the ball. And the first ball doesn't win or lose you the Ashes, there's no doubt about that.
Andrew, would this be a good toss to lose, do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't know how the wicket's going to play, to be honest with you. And, it may change quite a lot in character between today and tomorrow. So, I've got pretty firm ideas of what I want to do if I win the toss. But you've got to be prepared to do both, haven't you? That's the reality. You might win it, you might lose it. All 11 players have got to be conscious and ready to deliver their skills at the start at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Andrew, 10 out of the 11 Aussie players who lost at the Open will be playing tomorrow. Does that give you more confidence because you've done it against them before?
Well, look, in a way, we're not going to come up against too many surprises, I don't think. We know pretty much what makes them tick as both as batters and bowlers, but they'll probably say the same thing about us. We haven't got a huge number of changes in our side either. So, I think both sides know where they stand against each other. These conditions are going to maybe ask some different questions of us and the Australian batsmen and bowlers, and the side that handles those conditions best is going to win.
Do you think the original Ashes urn should reside in the country that holds it?
Well, I think it's at the home of cricket for a reason. I think it's probably too fragile to be transported around at this stage. So.
Here 4 years ago.
Yeah, but I think it's quite a difficult thing to do. I mean, look, it's not something that, if it was possible to transport it around easily, then maybe it's the right thing to do. If it isn't, then it's quite a nice little glass box that it sits in at Lord's. I've seen it a few times, yeah.
Andrew, British Prime Minister sending out a video message saying the whole country's behind you and wishing you all the best, Cameron. So you heard about that video?
I haven't heard about that, but that's very kind of him, and we will try and do him proud.
Andrew, Mr. Johnson's made a point of saying Australia believe you have a tendency to get yourself out to the very shorter bounce of the one that's around your head. Do you think, would you be quite happy to see them trying to employ that tactic?
Well, I mean, I think you've got to expect everything when you go into a test match. I've had to deal with a lot of short balls in the past. So I'm quite happy with my technique against it. And if Mitchell wants to let us know their bowling plans a day early, that's very kind of him.
Andrew, not many England captains have had a spinner as good as Graham Swan. How valuable is he?
Yeah, look, he's made a massive impact for us over the last 18 months or so. Number 2 bowler in the world, and he's done that rare thing of being able to defend and attack at the same time. So, these conditions are different out here. He may have to bowl slightly differently, but I've got great faith in not just his ability with the ball, but his character as well, that he'll find a way of getting into the games out here. And if he does that, that's going to give us a big advantage, I think.
Okay, any further questions?
Yeah, I just wondered, Andrew, the chat with Nasser was saying all about the toss and what we should do?
No.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.